Good morning. Welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Yesterday, we examined what may lie under many of our addictive impulses and behaviors, namely our desire for meaning and connection, or the lack thereof of each of those two. You know, as we concluded yesterday, in the absence of either of these, a sense of meaningful contribution and a sense of connection to others in a meaningful way. In the absence of either of those or both, I believe that we remain far more vulnerable to temporary antidotes. It's how I think of them: antidotes to meaninglessness, antidotes to loneliness. And these antidotes most often come in the form of addictive behaviors, whether it is to substance or other addictive impulses. So as we discussed yesterday as well, I review each morning how I'm doing, how I've done actually in the previous 24 hours with my tendency as a form of cross-addiction, my tendency to want to accumulate or buy things that I don't need. And as I see it, these cravings are really substitutes for the real deal in my own life. I want to share with you another poem by dear Rumi from the 13th century that I think really hits this on the head. He says this. I take it as being written to me. You can do the same for yourself. He says, "You miss the garden because you want a small fig from a random tree. You don't meet the beautiful woman. You're joking with an old crone. It makes me want to cry how she detains you. Tasteless fig, empty as dry rotten garlic." Here's the clincher. Let yourself be silently drawn by the stronger pull of what you really love. Well, when it comes to material possessions, as much as I or you might enjoy them, they're surely not meant to substitute for what Rumi calls here the stronger pull of what you and I really love. And I think of that as being a life of meaningful contribution and connectedness. You know, I shared another quote with you yesterday from the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. His 19th century contemporary, in fact, both Nietzsche and this other individual co-founded modern existential philosophy. This man's name was Søren Kierkegaard. If you speak Danish, it's pronounced Kierkegaard. He once remarked and put it this way: "It's often easier to be worried about something rather than nothing." Now, what on earth did Kierkegaard mean by this? Well, just as the most important things in life are, in fact, not things, or to quote Kierkegaard, they're no thing, not things, we can very easily get sidetracked in our own recovery. And this is exactly where cross-addiction can enter in. We can get sidetracked by focusing on stuff or things that really don't matter. And in the process, miss the one thing that does, the one no thing that does. And what is that? It's a life of integrity, a life of meaning, a life of caring and connection, a life of, in the spirit of all we're trying to accomplish here, a life of vitality, of true life. Here's to that.